Can Francis Ngannou box? I mean really box. Let's get into it. Hello, welcome to On the Edge, son. I hope you're all well. If you like what I do here, don't forget to like and share the video, subscribe to the channel and hit the notifications bell for all future videos. And also go check out the other videos that I've just made as well. So this video is all about Francis Ngannou. We know there's a lot of hype around him right now in the boxing world, but can he really box? Is he really worth the hype? Now, obviously, he put on a stellar performance against Tyson Fury. It's my contention that actually he just knows the fundamentals. He's as hard as nails, of course. He's got the basics right. He came in with a game plan against Tyson Fury, but Tyson Fury just wasn't at the races. He wasn't properly prepared. He didn't really know what he was getting in for. And in all fairness, I just don't think he expected Francis Ngannou to be as disciplined as he was. Now, in Francis Ngannou's defense, he was very disciplined. He was very patient in the way he fought Tyson Fury. But does this make him a boxer? Now, of course, he's a boxer. Of course, we can say now, yeah, he knows the boxing fundamentals. He can go toe-to-toe with a boxer in the squared circle. We know that. But at what level? Now, Eddie Hearn's contention is that Francis Ngannou wouldn't even stick a chance against a prepared British champion or even a regional English champion. Now, I think that's been a bit harsh myself, but I certainly feel that when we're talking about levels here, I don't think Francis Ngannou is at that level at all. I've watched this fight now a handful of times, and I've really started to analyse Francis Ngannou's movements and the way he was exchanging, the way he was looking at Tyson Fury. It's almost like it was a lopsided fight. It was a lopsided argument. It was like two students preparing for an exam. Francis Ngannou had done all the research, he'd done all the homework, he'd swatted up, he'd revised, whereas Tyson Fury had been having it away down the park and not really doing anything. One was prepared for the examination that was before him, the other one was totally ill-prepared. But as we know, for examinations, for contests, you can prepare fully for the challenge that is directly before you. Francis Ngannou did this, Tyson Fury didn't. Now the boxing world knows what Francis Ngannou brings. He brings limited capability, in my humble opinion, but what capability he brings in a boxing sense is excellent. Now, what else does he bring? Well, he brings his whole history, his whole experience as a fighter, as an MMA fighter. So whilst he's a boxing novice, he's not a green fighter. Before the MMA crowd get on my back here, this is not about whether Francis Ngannou is a better fighter. This is not whether he would beat any heavyweight champion or heavyweight contender at the world level in terms of a fight. We're not talking about MMA here. We're not talking about a scrap. We're talking about boxing in a boxing ring. Because this is my contention now, that Francis Ngannou should only go for the boxing matches now. And he has to strike where the iron's hot. It's been reported this very morning that Francis Ngannou will wait, or potentially wait, until Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk have had their fight. I think this is a massive mistake. And whoever's advising Francis Ngannou, I think they need to be got out of there. Unless they're playing a game with us. Unless they really know that actually no other heavyweight really wants to mess around with the Francis Ngannou situation. One, potentially they think it's too risky and it ruins their reputation. Or two, actually they just want to focus on a world championship pathway rather than messing around with Francis Ngannou. As I said in a previous video, for Ngannou to be a legitimate heavyweight contender, he has to go through a series of fights to bring him up the rankings. Otherwise, you're just throwing him in at world #1 contender. That's not going to work. That's not going to work in the world of boxing. You need to prove yourself against multiple opponents. Styles make fights. We all know this. And the real risk here is that Francis Ngannou goes in against another fighter or a properly prepared fighter, or let's say if we do an immediate rematch with Tyson Fury, who does take this seriously, then all of a sudden he gets found out as a boxer, not a fighter, as a boxer. Now, I've said in a previous video that I think Tyson Fury got his tactics completely wrong in this fight. He kind of went toe-to-toe, it got really messy, and what he really should have done was use the jab a lot more effectively, kept him at range, kept him at distance, walked him around the ring a lot for 5-6 rounds, and then go for the knockout then. But he didn't make Francis Ngannou work. There wasn't a challenge for Francis Ngannou in that contest. There wasn't a cardio challenge, for sure. He was pondering around the ring and it was easy. Now we know he's super tough and he's super strong and he's got a hard punch. But how is he going to face up against a boxer now who's going to really put him to the test? Take this seriously. Personally, of what I've seen, he's ponderous, limited tactics, limited awareness. But what he does in that limitation is very good. It's very proficient. But now he's got to sustain it. Anybody can have their day in the sun. Anybody can be a flash in the pan. Anybody can overachieve and box beyond expectation. But the true quality lies in consistency. Can you do it again? Can you do it against multiple opponents? I don't believe he can. I don't believe in a boxing sense that Francis Ngannou can match anywhere near a world level, let alone a European level, let alone a national champion. I just don't believe it. Not on the basis of what I've seen. But that's just my opinion. This is not about boxing versus MMA. This is not about boxing versus fighting. And I think one of the worst things that they ever did, and this is Tyson Fury's fault really, because he was talking about the baddest man on the planet, I'm the baddest man on the planet. They should scrap that, because it lends itself to people thinking that MMA fighters can come into a boxing ring and easily beat a boxer. We're talking about boxing, and we've always talked about boxing. It's never about fighting. It's never about that challenge. So, can Francis Ngannou really box? I think he can box, only to a certain level. Tactically, he's still naive. Fundamentally, he's still naive. But he overcomes that naivety, that novice level, with brute strength, with brute force, and being able to study an opponent who wasn't able to study him back. Now, other boxers can study him. They know what they're coming in for. They know heavy hitting, going to exchange, and if you get too close, you might get tagged. So therefore, keep him at range, work him around the ring, tire him out, lots of combinations, and just use the variety of boxing skill that Francis Ngannou will not have amassed as yet. Now, this is my contention, but let me know in the comments below. Can Francis Ngannou really box? And how will he fare in the next challenge he faces? Now, whether he's going to wait until after Fury Usyk, who knows? I believe that he should get in the ring a lot sooner. I believe he should get in before Christmas. And I think he should get in with a notable heavyweight. If we're serious about considering Francis Ngannou as a real boxer, then he needs to prove it on multiple occasions. He shouldn't be given a bye just to be put in straight away for a world title fight. No, he needs to be put in with quality opposition. Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, or any other top 5, top 10 boxer in the heavyweight division. He needs to prove himself there, get 2 or 3 fights, and then if we're talking about world title fights, and of course if he's come through those fights, then we can say, right, yes, you are ready for a world title fight. Because right now, all we're going off is one performance, one overachieving performance against an underachieving and underperforming Tyson Fury, and the legacy that he brings from the MMA world. I believe we can't really go this slow with Francis Ngannou. Otherwise, every fight he has is just a gimmick fight. It's not a proper fight. It's not a proper boxing match. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. But Francis Ngannou, is he a real boxer? I think he's a real boxer at a certain low level. I certainly don't believe he's a boxer at any level above that. Not yet. Not yet. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like what I do here, don't forget to like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications bell, and well, go check out the other videos that I've done already. And I'll catch you again. Bye now.